Hi, welcome back to Stillwater's Counseling's video series. Charlotte Harrington here, LLMSW. Today's topic is part one of a new series on autism. We will be talking today about what you should know about ASD. This includes signs and things to look for and the importance of early detection. As you may or may not know, there is a lot of information out there about autism. Today's video aims to address what ASD actually looks like, especially in children, and how this knowledge can benefit people with autism as well as their families. First and foremost, I want to place emphasis on uplifting voices within this community. There is a lot of misunderstanding and misinformation which can lead to stigmatization and create difficulties and barriers for people with autism. So knowledge, understanding, and diagnosis are key to helping individuals with autism. So what do you need to look out for if you're wondering if your child or if you have ASD? Testing is strongly recommended if a child is exhibiting any of the following symptoms at approximately about 1.5 to 2 years of age. Speech concerns, including loss of previously achieved language or milestones, including babbling. Maybe they were babbling before, but they're not anymore. Trouble communicating non-verbally or expressing their needs and reactions. Absence of pretend play, even imitative play. So if your child is not playing and maybe pretending that this eraser and this pencil are having a conversation, you won't see that typically with kids with autism. And they also are less likely to imitate others while playing, which is a typical developmental stage for most children. If your child doesn't point or indicate their needs with a point, or look where someone else is pointing, that can also be a sign for more information and potential autism. Not showing sufficient signs of attachment to their caregiver or parent. Having unexpected reactions to situations or stimuli, or strange or maybe inconsistent responses to sensory things. And finally, meltdowns that are confusing or seem inappropriate for the situation or their developmental level. Finally, I forgot to add, lacking some developmentally appropriate skills such as eye contact or response to their name. Those are some things that you'll typically see in really young children who may be on the autism spectrum. So if you're noticing this, it's important to find out more information. In general, if a child is exhibiting confusing or concerning behaviors or struggling to meet any of their developmental milestones, psychological testing can bring light to any possible concerns and can give parents and individuals both peace of mind and resources and support to help their child or themselves be as successful and supported as possible. In short, individuals with autism are unique, and like anyone else, no two are the same. There is an entire continuum and it varies person to person with autism. There's varied strengths, challenges, and criteria that make up any autistic individual. You may see or experience difficulty with social communication, fixed and intense interests where it's fixated and they can't really deviate from that. Often the conversation will keep going back to a specific thing, and that's something they're really, really passionate about. You may also see some repetitive behaviors, things that happen over and over. Often it's a way to try to calm oneself down or regulate oneself. These symptoms must have existed since early childhood. If they start appearing later on in life, teen or adult years, that's not autism. That's probably something else going on. And they must impact their daily functioning. They're getting in the way of school, social relationships, or work. And they're not better explained by a different cause or different diagnosis. So at times, individuals that I work with have expressed to me that they have a meltdown caused by overwhelming sensory stimuli or social pressures or unexpected changes in their routine. And these cause extreme feelings of overwhelm in which they have a hard time expressing and regulating and can result in a meltdown. So if your child is doing this and it's beyond a typical tantrum that may be age appropriate, it could be a sign to look deeper and consider testing to see what else may be going on. It's also important to note that girls and women are much less likely to be diagnosed with autism due to a concept called camouflaging, where it's a lot more acceptable in society. Some of the typical traits of someone with autism. As a female, it may be overlooked, and they may also do a lot of masking or studying and watching other females and copying their behavior. So their autism goes undiagnosed and unsupported for much longer. So the better we understand, the better we can support these individuals to be successful. Thank you, and please be sure to check out part 2, which I will go in more in depth with early detection and why it's particularly important.